let's start a little bit of your professional background. What industry is your company or organization in?
It's in the nursing industry.
What is your job position?
I am a nurse, certified medical nurse's assistant.
How many years have you worked in your current company or organization?
About 28 years.
Okay. Next, I'd like to ask you a little bit about a time when you trusted someone at your work despite there being reasons to suggest you not trust this person.
hmm
Who was the person that you trusted?
One of my coworkers, which is also a nurse,
How long had you known this person at the time?
about 10 years.
What was your job position and how long had you worked with the company or organization at the time?
My job position was a medical assistant, and I had been with the company about 11 years at that time.
What were the reasons suggested you not trust this person?
Because, for the simple fact is, I saw her do something that was completely not of company policy.
What was your reasons what was your reasons to these what was your reaction to these reasons at the time?
I was completely shocked because she is a very professional person. But after seeing her taking it on her own will and suggesting something other than what the company asked for, I was shocked.
Okay. What made you trust the person? What was it something about the person you trusted, the relationship between you two, yourself, someone else, something that happened before, or if something may have happened in the future?
As far as me beginning to trust her in the beginning was because she came in the company being very professional. She showed that she was trustworthy. There was different projects that was given to this particular person, and at that moment she actually did what she was told to do and according to the guidelines of my company.
In trusting this person, what did you feel at the time?
I trusted this person at the time because of her background education and because of the experience that she came in the company with.
Were there any changes in the relationship with the person and with others after you trusted this person?
Yes, there were some changes, and the changes came about when I actually seen her decided to make decisions about a company policy versus doing it the way the company wanted done. She did it on her own, which led me to believe that there may be a little trust issues going on there.
Okay. Did you still trust this person? Do you still trust the person now? If not, how long was it before you did not trust the person? What led to a change?
Um, I'm kind of sort of trusting the person. Well, I'm trying to earn the trust back with this particular person. And the change came about when she decided to make decisions on her own versus decisions to come with my company. So right now, I'm learning to trust her again because after having a conversation with her and we sitting down and having this conversation and she letting me know that the reason why she decided to go on her own with that decision. So now I feel as though I can pretty much trust her again with different issues.
In trusting this person, okay. What do you think and feel now about your decision back then to trusting this person?
Um, I feel back then maybe I should have worked with her a little bit more longer before I trusted her with such a big decision and such great responsibilities due to my company.
What do you think and feel now about the reasons back then not to trust a person?
Um, like I said before, the reasons that I should have waited and worked with her a little bit more longer and allow her to give me a little bit more experience before putting her in such a position to where I have to even consider trusting her or not trusting her.
Can you comment on the role of other people beyond the person you did not trust in this experience. So what I mean is, have you had any other altercations that you've seen other people doing the same thing that you did not trust your?
Yes, I have experienced that with a totally different company and companies sending out different nurses in order to work with different positions. I've seen nurses take it upon themselves to either take things from their clients or move things around or make decisions for their clients without the family's permission.
Looking back on this experience, what have you taken away from it? Any changes in your feelings, thoughts, and behaviors because of this, and your now, and your now job?
In my now job, what I've taken from it is to make sure that the person that I'm actually working with and the person that I actually give the responsibility to, just to make sure that they're more experienced on doing as the company say and not doing as they want to, so that whatever issue or project that we have in front of us can get done in a honest and trustful way.
Okay. Now I'm going to talk about when you did not trust someone at your work, despite there being reasons such as to trust this person. Okay.
Yes.
Who was the person that you trusted?
Actually, that person was another. It was a manager that had been placed and put in place to be a manager over medicine.
Okay. How long had you known this person at the time?
At the time, I only known this person for maybe about a year and a half.
Oh. Okay. So you already said he was a manager. So how long did had you work with the company or the organization?
I worked with the company and the organization for over 9 years, but he was only there as a manager for a year and a half.
A year and a half. What were the reasons suggested you trusted this person, whereas the information, where was the information? Was it something you thought or felt, or the information from other people?
Actually, once we did a background check, it came up in his background that there was some situations that didn't have any explanations to it. And the explanation that was there also had experience to do with our job. So therefore, it led me to believe that maybe I should trust him or I should not trust him. So I was kind of in between trusting and not trusting until I seen anything different. That's the only way I can call whether or not I trust him or didn't trust him.
What was your reaction to these reasons at the time?
My reactions to the reason,
What did you think, or how did you feel about these reasons?
I felt really uneasy about them because when I meet a person, I really truly want to give them the benefit of doubt that they will do what they're assigned to do without any issues or protocols or anything that I would have to research or look back. So I felt kind of unsure. I was completely unsure about the situation.
Okay. What made you not trust this person? Was it something about the person you trusted, about the relationship between the two of you, yourself, someone else, something happened before, or if something may have happened in the future?
It was something that happened in his past that was also put inside of his resume
So
that just didn't add up.
so he lied on his resume?
He not exactly lied on his resume. What happened was he put things in his resume that he said he do, but he didn't produce that with our company. He said he did it. We're not sure if he did it, but he didn't give us that same experience that he had in his resume.
Is it still like nursing?
Yes, it's still in nursing.
Okay. And not trusting this person, what did you feel at the time? Like, did you feel bad? Did you feel mad? Like, were you annoyed?
I was very much annoyed, and I was kind of like upset because the work that we do, we have somebody else's future and life in our hands, and you can't play with that. So I was very annoyed, and I was very upset by it.
Oh, okay. Were there any changes in your relationship with this person and with other people after you didn't trust this person?
Yeah, there was completely some change because I had to look at him different by it being me working with the company, and I'm responsible for the people that underneath me or I'm over. So I kind of looked at him different, and I kind of make sure that I watched him very carefully to see if he was going to produce what he said he had on his resume. So I was really feeling unsure about working with him completely.
Did you have any other thoughts with any other managers after you left, or
Yes, I felt like
did you
they
trust them anytime?
trusting them and their personalities and trusting them with work was two different things. So I had some trust with their personalities, and I had some distrust with their experience for the job. So I wouldn't say that I have trust issues with people unless they present me something different. I can only accept what they present at the time.
Oh, okay. Do you still not trust this person now? If you trust this person now, how long was it before you trusted this person, and what led to the change?
Um, I still don't quite trust this person, and what led to the change of me still not trusting this person because he still wasn't delivering what was put on the resume. So if you're saying one thing and doing another, that leads me not to trust you because you're saying one thing and you're doing another. And I'm feeling very uneasy about it, and that's pretty much the change that I had looked at. That's the reason why I look at him different, because you're presenting something on paper, but you're in person you're presenting something else.
So you still
I
don't trust
still
this
don't.
person?
I don't trust this person.
So did you, when you was working at the company, did you ever like complain to a higher up over the manager? And did you see any changes with that? You still trust them per se?
I went to, well, we had a meeting with HR, so it was put in the complaint about him not producing what he says he could do on his resume. So the higher up pretty much just kind of brushed it under the rug, which also let me believe not to even trust the higher up versus him as well.
So, okay. What do you think and feel now about your decision back then not to trust a person?
I feel very disappointed because when I come in contact with someone and they come to me with experience, because they come through me before they go to higher up. And if I give you a chance, I'm giving you a chance to present yourself, improve yourself, and you in turn turn around and disappoint me and do something different, I'm going to feel different about you all the way around. You know, in any work area, I'm going to feel different about you, but I'll still work with you if I have to, but I have one eye open at all times. Extra eye.
So this is off the topic. This is off the Nyla. So being a nurse, when you go like to different, since you're a travel nurse, so dealing with managers and higher ups, do you still have trust issues with that because of this one manager from a year, like a long time ago?
Actually, no, because like I said before, my trust issues is not something that's natural that, I don't trust everybody. Now, in my personal life, I think everybody's suspect, period. But in my professional life, I give you a chance to prove yourself for who you are. And once you break that trust, then that's where the trust issue comes in. And what happened in the past, I don't bring what happened in the past to my future.
So you give everybody
I
a
give
clean
everybody
slate
clean slate.
when you go to a new job or
Yes.
Okay.
New job, new situation, new issues, unless you present something different.
Okay. What do you think and feel now about the reasons back then to trust the person?
Well, I think I gave a little bit too much versus trying to see this person out. I just in the beginning said, okay, he's cool, he's good to work with, I trust him. What's on his resume? Let's just see if he do what he says he's gonna do. So I kind of feel like got stuck. Disappointed. I was crossed. I was taken advantage of because you presented me one thing and you did another.
So you trusted him based off the credentials he said he was gonna have, but then after after not presenting those things, you changed your
Yes.
mind, like, no, he's not doing what he... Was it
Exactly.
based off not seeing him do what he said on a resume, or just based off the background check?
It was based off him not doing what he said he could do on the resume. For an example, if you come in and I hire you as a doctor and you got a patient over you and you have no clue on what to do with that patient, but yet your resume say you're a doctor and you're able to do this, this, and that, and we're standing in the operating room and you can't perform that, that's very disappointing. That means that I trusted you with this patient and you could have caused me my license and yours and we could have all went to jail.
So it wasn't based off the background
It wasn't
check.
based off the background check. It was totally based off what you presented to me in the resume that you can do. And where I fell off at is I should have waited to see you perform some of the things that you do in your resume, and instead of just trusting you from what was on your resume.
So when you go to a new job or a new home, dealing with other like nurses, managers, supervisors, you wait to see what they can bring to the table before not trusting the person
Absolutely.
or the organization.
Yes, what I do if I go to a new family, new home, or new office, I wait to see what their credentials are and are they performing what they say they are experienced with before I decide that I'm not going to trust them. Everybody deserves a chance.
Okay. Can you comment on the role of other people beyond the person you trusted in this experience?
I had one other nurse that I was dealing with. Me and her worked kind of close together, and she had some similar experiences also with another associate that she worked with and worked for. And my comment was her is the same as I feel now, is to wait before you go ahead and trust this person. Wait to see what they can perform or what experience they bring to the table before you fully trust them. Again, everybody deserves a chance. So by me giving you a chance to prove what you say you're going to do, is me trusting you.
Okay.
I can see it talking.
Looking back on this experiences, I may say, what have you taken away from it? Any changes in your feelings, thoughts, behavior because of this, and why?
Yes, what I've taken from it, from this whole experience of this situation that I was in, is to make good and sure that you work with the person a couple of years or maybe a couple of months before you decide to just give them and trust them with all this responsibility. So I've taken away from it to take time to get to know the person. And that was the experience that's what I taken from all the situations and experience that I've been through.
So when trusting someone so your reasonings and your feelings have like you taken away, like you have to trust somebody you have to like get to know somebody before you start trusting the person because of your past experiences.
Well,
you don't go based off
I don't go based off the paperwork anymore.
You don't go based off. Okay.
Yes.
Because someone
right.
could be lying and you
Exactly.
may not. You want to see it.
Yes, I want to see the experience of what they say they can do and what they say they cannot do. So instead of trusting them with a big project or putting somebody else's life in their hands, they actually have to prove themselves now. Because this is a very difficult job. And when you have someone's life in your hands, you just can't trust everyone that comes in with a piece of paper and say, hey, I can do this or that.
Okay, so I have one more question, a couple more questions. While being a nurse and being a travel nurse at that, is it harder to trust somebody or your supervisors, managers, and co-workers? Is it harder to trust somebody because you're moving around so much?
Yes, because sometimes being a traveling nurse, you have to go behind another nurse. And sometimes if that particular nurse doesn't do her job and you come behind her, and if there's something wrong, the supervisor that's over you can say, hey, you did it, and you're saying you didn't do it, and the nurse before you can say, I didn't do it. So it falls back on me. So it's very hard to go behind another nurse and actually trust them. So you have to make sure that the job that you given to do, that you do it to the fullest, so whoever has to deal with you will be able to trust you.
Okay. Another question. Do you prefer when you see somebody's like resume
Mhm.
and then they don't perform what's on their resume?
Mhm.
How do you take it to the higher ups, or you just try to like, I'm not gonna trust them because I don't see them doing what they said to do?
No, when I see someone's resume and I don't take it to the higher up, majority of the times they leave me to do the hiring for that particular family. So what I do is I go over the resume with the person and we talk and I let them know this is that is what I need to for you to perform. Or you able to perform it? So when they tell me yes, I give them a chance to do what they say they can do.
So you trust somebody initially.
Initially, yes.
Initially, and then you take their trust away. Then you see if they. Then you see over time, can I really trust you?
Can they be trusted to do this position? Yes. I trust them initially, but then, like you said, over time, I look to see if I can trust them to do this particular project. And at that moment, that particular manager, I could not trust him to do that particular project. So I had to take it above, higher and above.
Okay, we're going to go back talk to your friend.
Uh-huh.
That was your coworker too?
Yes.
So when it comes to like trusting other nurses
Mm-hmm.
and being friends, how do you separate that? Because you have to trust.
Right.
The trust is not there at work.
Right.
So how do you...
How do I separate
And
my
do-
work from my friendship with them?
Yeah, like is it trust? Like do you still trust them on like a work basis?
Yes. Well, when we're friends and they do something to lose my trust, I try to separate work from friendship. Now, if they haven't did anything for me not to trust them as far as our personal relationship, then I'm cool with them. I trust them. But I still have the back of my mind, hey, you kind of threw me under the bus on work, so I don't trust you on the work end. But you haven't given me a reason not to trust you on the personal end. So there's two different levels.
So when we're talking about work with this coworker you said before in our beginning interview, so did you take it to your manager about this person?
First we set up and we have a board meeting. And then we cannot settle what has to be done through the board meeting. And then what happens is we take it to the higher level, which is HR.
Okay, do you like with this experience, do you have the HR do anything? And if they did not, do you trust HR
To do their job?
to do their job, and or you just like, I'm not gonna trust this person, so I'm just gonna just not
No.
trust them?
No,
Or trust them?
no, I trust HR to do their job because I haven't had any experience with HR not doing their jobs.
Okay.
So I trust HR. Once I take it to HR, then I trust that HR will do what they're supposed to do.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
You